Definition of matter. Anything which occupies space and have mass is called matter. For example, like air, water, table, chair, brick, this pen I hold in my hand, this paper is all considered as matter. There are some exceptions of matter. That means there are some examples which are not considered as matter, like heat, light, electricity, which are the form of energy, are not considered as matter. Magnetism, vacuum, electromagnetic waves are also not considered as matter. Why? Because they do not have space, they do not occupy space. Simple reason. So they are not considered as matter. You all know that matter is made up of particles. Let's see the characteristics of matter. Matter is made up of particles, and these particles are held together by a force of attraction. This force of attraction is called interparticle force of attraction. Next characteristic is particles of matter have spaces between them. The spaces present among the particles of matter is known as interparticle space. Particles of matter are not stationary but always remains in the state of motion. So here third characteristic says particles of matter are continuously moving. Particles of matter are very small and their size is beyond of our imagination. Activity related to all these characteristics we already discussed in April. You can go through your textbook to find these activities. I have mentioned the activity number in the notes which I have sent in the form of PDF. Diffusion. Next definition is diffusion. Intermixing of particles of two different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. We read in the third point what? Particles of matter are continuously moving. They are not stationary. So diffusion, this phenomena is the example that particles are not stationary but continuously moving. So intermixing of particles of two different types of matter takes place by their own. This is called diffusion. For example, if we take a beaker filled with water and we put some crystals of copper sulfate and you need not to stir the solution. You leave it as it is. After a few minutes, you will find the solution turns blue. Copper sulfate crystals are blue in color, and when you put this into the water and leave without disturbing them, without stirring the solution, automatically itself the solution turns blue. How this happens? By the intermixing of the particles because of diffusion. The particles of copper sulfate mix with the particles of water by their own. This is an example of diffusion. One common example you have seen at your home when you lit the incense stick. Its fragrance spread at all the corners of your home because of diffusion. Same types of matter can also diffuse into each other, and two different types of matter also diffuse into each other. This is an example of two different types of matter which diffuse with each other. Here water is a form of liquid, one form of matter, and copper sulfate crystals which are solid. So in this activity you find the solid particles are intermixing with liquid particles. So solid is dissolving into the water, into the liquid. This is diffusion. I gave the example of incense stick. The fragrance of the incense stick mixed with the gas. So that is a diffusion of gas into gas. That is an example of diffusion of gas into gas. When you put a drop of ink into the water, drop of ink or itself diffuses into the water and water turns blue. This is an example of intermixing of liquid into liquid. So intermixing of matter of two different types of matter or same types of matter takes place. Fine. After diffusion, we have to see the rate of diffusion. Rate means speed with which the intermixing of particles takes place. We find that rate of diffusion or intermixing of particles is highest in case of gas, less in liquid and least in solid. Rate of diffusion is highest in gaseous particles. Here, question arises why? Gaseous particles have weak interparticle force of attraction and maximum interparticle spaces, and they have highest kinetic energy. Mind my word, the particles of gases have highest kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by the particle by virtue of their motion. Because of movement, the particles have some energy. That energy is called kinetic energy. Particles of each type of particles of matter have some energy. Like gaseous particles have highest kinetic energy, liquid particles have less kinetic energy, and solid particles have least kinetic energy. Since the particles of gases have highest kinetic energy, the rate of diffusion is maximum in case of gases. Liquid particles have kinetic energy, they also have kinetic energy but less than gas. So rate of diffusion in liquid is less than gas. Particles of solid possess minimum kinetic energy. So rate of diffusion in solid is minimum. Even we can say negligible. We cannot notice it. They have minimum kinetic energy. Their particles possess kinetic energy but very low. That's why the rate of diffusion is minimum in case of solid. Rate of diffusion also depends on temperature. One character which decide the rate of diffusion is kinetic energy, which is highest in case of gas. Another factor which affects the rate of diffusion is temperature. It is also connected with kinetic energy. If the temperature increases, kinetic energy of the particles also increases. As kinetic energy increases, rate of diffusion also increases. Let's see the activity for this. We have two beakers. In one of the beaker, we have cold water. Another beaker, we have hot water. And in both the beakers, we put few drops of copper sulfate. In cold water, you will find after some time copper sulfate do not dissolve, even they start dissolving. But in second beaker which possesses hot water, copper sulfate dissolve with the faster rate as compared to the first one. Reason? Temperature. As temperature is high, because the water is hot, temperature is high. So kinetic energy is also high in case of second beaker. So rate of diffusion is also high in case of hot water. So here we can conclude, as temperature increases, rate of diffusion also increases. Why it increases? Because kinetic energy of particles also increases. We know that there are three forms of states of matter. Three states of matter. One is solid, then liquid and gases. We are going to learn the definition of these three states of matter. First is solid. If we define the solid, we say solid is that form of matter which possesses rigidity, which is incompressible and have fixed shape and volume. What I said? I said Solid is that form of matter. 3 words I am repeating. It possesses rigidity, it is incompressible, and it has fixed shape and volume. So this form of matter is called solid. This is the definition of solid. If we say liquid, second form of matter is liquid, or second state of matter is liquid. Again I am defining in the same manner but with little bit difference. Liquid is that form of matter which possesses fluidity. Here this word is changed. In case of solid it was rigidity, but in case of liquid it possesses fluidity. Okay, so liquid is that form of matter which possesses fluidity, which is almost incompressible, have definite shape, definite volume, but no fixed shape. Okay, so liquid is that form of matter which possesses fluidity, which is almost incompressible, have definite volume but no fixed shape. Third state of matter is gas. Gas is that form of matter which possesses fluidity, which is highly compressible and have no fixed shape and no fixed volume. Here I have not taught anything new. You all are aware about it, that what is solid, liquid and gas. But that definition depends on these three words, three statements, that rigidity, fluidity, compressibility, definite shape and volume, all these. So solid is that form of matter which possesses rigidity, which is incompressible, which have fixed shape and fixed volume. Whereas if you talk about the liquid and gases, both possess fluidity. Liquid is almost incompressible, but gases are highly compressible. Liquid has definite volume but no fixed shape, whereas gases has no fixed shape and no fixed volume. Here some terminologies you are first time introduced with, that is rigidity, fluidity, compressibility. I am going to explain the meanings of these terminologies. Let's understand the meaning of rigidity. Tendency to maintain shape when outer force is applied. This is called rigidity. In one word we can say rigidity means hardness. Here I have shown the particle arrangement of solid. In solids, particles are closely packed because they have strong interparticle force of attraction and they have smallest interparticle space. Since they have strong interparticle force of attraction and very small interparticle space, if you apply force on any solid, particles of solid do not get space to shift down from their position, because of which they maintain their shape even after applying a force or pressure on it. This is called rigidity. It means we say the solids are rigid. Fine, they maintain their shape even the outer force is applied. But for the liquids, we do not use word rigidity. In its definition, we said already that the liquids are that form of matter which possess fluidity. Fluidity means tendency to flow. For liquids and gases, we do not use word rigidity. We use word fluidity because liquids and gases are not able to maintain their shape when we apply pressure on them. So they have a tendency to flow. Since they have tendency to flow, we call that liquids are fluid, gases are also fluid. So if definition of fluids are asked, we say those substances which can flow, we call them fluids. And liquids and gases are fluids. Since they are fluids, they possess fluidity. Fluidity means tendency to flow. Liquids possess fluidity. What's the reason behind? Why they are not rigid? Because their interparticle force of attraction is less than solid. And particles have more spaces. See in this diagram. This is showing the particle arrangement of liquids. The particles are not that much closely packed as in case of solid. They have enough spaces between them. These particles have less interparticle force of attraction and more spaces between them. So particles are free to move. If particles are free to move, they are not able to maintain their shape. So they will not be rigid. Since they flow, we call them they possess fluidity. Same happens in case of gas. Gases possess highest fluidity. Why they have highest fluidity? Because their interparticle force of attraction is weakest. And they have largest interparticle spaces. See, this diagram is showing the particle arrangement of gas. The particles have maximum spaces between them and their attraction force is weak. Since they have enough spaces, we should say maximum spaces among the particles are free to move in any direction. So they possess fluidity, maximum fluidity. Next term we need to understand is compressibility. Compressibility means tendency to decrease volume when some outside force is applied. If some outside force is applied and the volume of these substance if change, we call it is compressible. Here I'm talking about gases are highly compressible, and we have learned that in the definition of solid that solids are incompressible, liquids are almost compressible, and gases are highly compressible. Let's find out the reason behind why the gases are highly compressible and why solids are incompressible. Gases are highly compressible. To understand it, see this diagram. Here, this is a cylinder filled with gas, and this is the piston. With this piston, we can apply pressure in downward direction over this gas. Here the particles of gases we already learned have maximum spaces between them. Since they have maximum spaces, when we apply pressure, and initially volume of the gas is this. When you apply pressure, the volume of the gas decreases from V1 to V2. What happened when you apply pressure? When you apply pressure, particles come close to each other and their spaces decreases. Since their spaces decreases, their volume decrease. Okay, so they are compressible. And here we just read the definition of compressibility. What? Tendency to decrease volume. Okay, so here we observe on applying pressure, the gases decreases their volume. Okay, so when outside force is applied, if the volume of the matter is decreased, we say it is compressible. And this happens in case of gases. Gases are highly compressible because they possess maximum interparticle spaces. Since they have maximum interparticle spaces, particle gas gets enough chance to come close to each other and to decrease their volume. That's why we say that gases are highly compressible. Whereas solids are incompressible. The reason is just opposite of this. In case of solid, since particles are closely packed, here the particles are closely packed. They have least spaces between them. So they do not get the chance to shift down from their position. That's why they are incompressible. So compressibility depends on interparticle spaces among the particles. If there is maximum spaces among the particle, it is compressible. If there is least spaces among the particles, it is incompressible. So solids are incompressible because the particles of solid possess least interparticle spaces, whereas gases are highly compressible because the particles of gases have maximum spaces between their particles. And liquid comes in between of these two categories. They have interparticle spaces more than solid and less than gas. So we can say the liquid particles also get some chance to shift from their position, so they are almost incompressible. Okay. Here, one question always asked over the compressibility, that sponge is solid but compressible. Here I am giving the reason behind. All you have seen the sponge. The sponge is solid, but it contains so many tiny pores, and these tiny pores are filled with air. Okay. If you see the sponge, it has, this is sponge, it has so many tiny pores. Okay, these tiny pores are filled with air. It is solid, it contains so many tiny pores which are filled with air. When you apply pressure or force over the sponge, the air filled in these tiny pores expelled out, because of which particles shift down from their position. That's why it is compressible. So what you will answer? That sponge is compressible because in the structure of sponge there are so many tiny pores which are filled with air. When we apply pressure on the sponge, the air filled inside these pores expelled out, because of which the particles shift down. That's why sponge is compressible. Okay, let's go over the next property, that is density. What is density? Density is, I think you all aware about density, definition of density. Density is mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume is known as density. If we compare the three states of matter, we find the density is highest in case of solid, less in liquid, and least in gas. Why? Because of particle arrangement. In case of solid, particles are closely packed, so it have highest density. In liquid, particles are loosely held, so they have less density as compared to the solid. Gases, the particles are free to move, that's why they have least density. Here I am going to explain the meaning of mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume means what? If this, from this solid, if I take 1 unit volume of it, means 1 cube of this this solid, if I cut down and count how many particles come in that. So suppose 1000 particles come in its 1 unit. Whereas if I take 1 unit volume of liquid, so here comes only 500 particles. Number of particles are less in 1 unit volume of liquid as compared to the solid. If you go towards the gas, you will find in 1 unit volume of gases contain only 200 particles. So number of particles here is maximum in case of solid in 1 unit volume, less in liquid and least in gas. That's why density of solid is maximum, less in liquid and least in gas.